as the system ground to a halt, who was actually in charge?
Well, this is the issue. What the report from the rail regulator says, what the rail regulator says actually is that...
But you're not in charge.
Well, I have responsibility with the overall strategic framework of the railway, but the operation of the railway day to day is done by rail professionals, which is the right thing. What the report from the Office of Rail Regulation...
As it hit the buffers, to keep the metaphor going, who was in charge? Well, the Transport Secretary?
No, so we stepped in to make sure that the train companies affected put in place... Well, after it became clear what the problems were, after the timetable disruption started, we stepped in quickly to make sure passengers were compensated, to make sure there were temporary timetables that worked, to make sure we had a proper independent review of what had happened. That's what you would expect us to do.
Who's leading the review, Mr. Secretary?
So this is being led by a gentleman called Keith Williams. He's an ex-chief executive of British Airways.
Hold on a second. So he ran British Airways, and he's looking at the railways?
Absolutely, because what we want is somebody who's got...
We couldn't get a pilot to look after the canals or something. Is that the reason?
We want somebody who's got good transport experience, who understands complex organisations, but isn't necessarily absolutely tied into the way the railways currently work.
Right, so that's why we're going for somebody who ran an airline.
Absolutely. We want expertise in the transport sector, but we don't want more of the same from the rail industry.
How will we know if this review has been successful?
We'll know if it's successful because we have a better working railway in the future.
Yeah. You enjoy your job?
It has its moments.
What are the better ones, Mr. Secretary? You seem a very tough brief at the moment.
Well, it's been a tough summer, but at the same time, we've also moving ahead, for example, with the expansion of Heathrow Airport, big and important change for the country. We're moving ahead with the biggest road building programme we've had in this country for a long time to improve things for motorists. So there are some positives. And actually, even on the railways, we've got the biggest...
No, don't go mad, Mr. Grayling. You're not going to tell me there are positives on the railways,
Well, let's give an example. I was in Germany for a big trade event yesterday where we saw many brilliant British manufacturers who are now exporting around the world, but also to see, for the first sight that I've seen, of the new trains that are going to be running on the Northern Network this year. Every single train in the north is being replaced with a new or a brand new refurbished, a train that's been refurbished as brand new this year. So we've got a big investment programme. There are positives there. It is just frustrating that passengers suffered so much, and I'm really sorry that they did, earlier this summer, when what was supposed to be a good news story with more trains and more capacity didn't work.